In this video, I'm going to discuss recruiting tips for an operations professional. Hello, I'm Jon Bassford. I'm the founder and CEO of Lateral Solutions, an operations management company specializing in launching and managing internal operations for startups, small businesses, and nonprofits. This is my YouTube series, Business Operations Insider, where I give tips and advice on how you can streamline, enhance, and automate your internal operations. If you like these topics, please hit the subscribe button. So let's get into today's topic, recruiting tips for an operations professional. As part of my channel here of Business Operations Insider, I really am always geared toward trying to help businesses grow their business operations, grow their internal operations so that they can grow, scale, and reach the next level. We really focus on in my organization, really working with those growth-minded organizations that want to take things to the next level. And why is this topic important? Well, quite frankly, it's something I'm seeing a lot right now. I'm a part of a lot of organizations and professional groups, etc. And I've actually been seeing this influx of questions of how do I hire an operations professional? For most small organizations, I'm going to say under 20 full-time employees, the operations role is usually one of the last hires that people make. And so what that means is there's really no one in the organization that has experience in these operational roles. And so how do we hire for that? If that's not our area of expertise, you're usually an industry expert in whatever your business organization is a part of, but you don't know those internal operation functions. So how do we hire for that? So here are the steps that every person, every organization, when you are hiring an operations professional, here are the steps that you absolutely need to be sure that you're taking to make sure you're hiring the right person at the right time. Because business operations and operations in general can encompass a lot of different areas, the first thing that you want to do is really make sure you drill down on what duties this person is going to perform. Some organizations have supply chain and manufacturing. That's an area I have not worked a whole lot in, have some experience in, but that's something you have to consider. There's customer relations and sales processes. Again, it depends on what kind of organization you are. Obviously, there are some core functions that tend to be in most organizations for the internal operational roles, which are accounting, finance, HR, legal oversight, tech administration, all of those internal functions that you have to have in order to have an operating business and thriving one at that. And so it really is important that you get I don't want to say granular, but really get specific on what duties and what areas this person is really going to undertake in this role, whether it's these internal operation functions or these business functions, because they can be a little different. So make sure you're being specific there on exactly what it is this person is doing. Draft that job description, pass it around to your team, see if there's anything that's been missed. Another key part of this organization, or part of this role, I should say, is, again, operations covers a lot. And so it's sometimes impossible if you have a checklist of 10 to 20 things that you're looking for this person to oversee or manage, technically perform, whatever it may be. Sometimes it's impossible to have someone check every single box. And so when I am hiring an operations person, or I'm helping one of my clients hire an operations person, we are really focused on those soft skills. And here are those ones I really would focus on. Problem solving. You got to have someone who can solve problems. If you can't know everything about everything you're going to be touching, you got to be able to do the research and analyze data and solve problems. The next one is resource management. And I don't mean resource management in the sense of how do you use money to accomplish things, but resources in the resources at this person's disposal to help them get the information they need to make that decision and to solve that problem. Your accountant, your attorney, your tech team, whatever it may be, you got to know how and when to tap into these people, these organizations to help you get the data that you need in order to make the right decision. And also being able to do this in a way that is not going to break the bank for the organization, especially when it comes to lawyer fees and how they bill and how they operate. So again, make sure that you're dialing that job description. Make sure that they are a fit and have the soft skills that are needed. And lastly, operations people really touch every single department of your organization. You can't have sales without doing the accounting of the sales. You can't hire people in a department without it touching the HR department, right? These operational roles, again, have their hands on all these different components, which then touches every single department. So you really want to make sure, my last point here is that you want to make sure that this person fits with the culture of the organization. If you haven't defined your culture, that's something I would work on. We can talk about that in another session here, but really make sure that this person fits with your culture, because this person really is going to work with every single individual and make sure that they're able to do that. One of my last points here, I know I just said that was my last point, but something stuck my head, and on the soft skills part is, on the soft skill part, you really got to make sure that this person is someone who is assertive, but also trustworthy. That's something I really hammer home in my interviews when I'm hiring for a client on internal operations or operational roles, is you got to make sure this person's autonomous and works in that way and is confident and comfortable in making decisions. But this also has to be someone you can absolutely 100% trust that when something is not right, when they see something wrong, when they have done something wrong, when there is an exposure of liability to your organization, that this person will come to you quickly, swiftly, inform you that situation, tell you what they are doing about it. So it's really important that they have this great combination of autonomy and honesty in how they're dealing in the organization. Why is all this important? Well, if any organization wants to grow, whether you're a startup just getting going or you've been around for a few years and you've been, hanging around, $2 to $5 million range and you want to take it to $15, $20 million, you cannot grow if your owner, operator, CEO, founder, your senior staff are bogged down in internal operation roles. If they're dealing with that minutia tactically, having to problem solve, they're not going to be elevated up here and to be able to really execute on the services, the products, whatever it is that your organization does. They're going to be brought down into this weed level. And we've all heard this saying before, that you should be working on your business, not in your business. And when you are stuck down here at the weed level in this internal operation administrative functions, you are absolutely in the weeds. So by hiring this operations person, you can absolutely elevate yourself, elevate your senior staff, elevate your entire organization by filling this one crucial role. Thank you for watching. If you're looking for more guidance with your internal operations, I invite you to learn more about BizOps Masters program by clicking the link in the description box. I'll see you next time.